Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start trouble. He's not on second and check.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is the OGRL Coffee Cup Round 4 from Zandvoort. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Tom Cairns here this afternoon for us in the UK, this morning for you all over in America. Welcome in, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all that other fancy jazz you can do for completely free on YouTube. Much love for joining us for Round 4. Let's bring you up the scores on the doors. We'll start off with the AMs. As you can see, JT Sawyer is out in front on 123 points. Mike Elliott in second on 107, with Gary Spence in third on 104. Then you've got Ben Groves, Robert Hadley, Heath Follinger, Daniel Morey, Jose Valentin, James Hilrick, Clyde Comfort, Scott Carlson, Marcus Fazzino, Joey Mines, Colby Peterson, Jason Hall, Mike Brady, and Jim Cunningham is the last of the point scorers. In the Pro-Ams, Quinton Price is sitting on top at 135, over 2 points ahead of Michael Chaplin and Bradley Tidwell, a further 7 points back, who's tied with Mark Bolton. Then you've got Brian Hoskins, Padel Hanlett, Barry Acker, Justin Koch, William Bailey, Buzzy Mongold, Stu Gibbons, Simon Belts, Kenny Bourgeois, that's actually George Parfitt, not Edward Parfitt, Jonathan Williams, Nick Marshalls, Eric Gainsell, and Anthony Hutchinson, with the last scorer of Tyshawn Green and Chase Allgray there as in that place on the grid. In the pros, it's David Van Roy out in front by 4 points over Sean Riley, with Joshua Herring in third and Bradley Lovins in fourth. Then you've got Alan Person, Michael Dione, and Cole Modric. Then you've got Rick Modric, Brian Dakowski, Keith Cloddin, Caleb Pocock, Mitchell Bowen, Jeremy Cheney, Bill Backer, Dean Murray, Carroll, Ryan Merriam, Philip De La Cruz, and Carlos Ruiz Padilla, rounding out the final places in the championship. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Tom Cairns. We have just come to the end of practice. We will be going into qualifying very, very shortly, where we'll be able to bring all the qualifying action. At the moment, it's a 132.835 at the hands of Ryan Merriam, out in front with Josh Herring in second place. But let's get qualifying underway. Let's bring in Tom Cairns into the booth. Tom, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Hello, James. Hello to everyone. Gearing up for some OGRC action here in Zandvoort. 4.2 kilometres long, the home of the Dutch Grand Prix. The last three, of course, being won by their home hero, Max Verstappen. And yeah, I don't know what people make of this circuit, because it feels very, very mixed. I think the undulation is the OGRL. My apologies. Thank you for clearing that up. But but either way, the circuit itself is a bit mixed with everyone. And I'm really looking forward to see how they get on around this particular modern day circuit with the bankings that were brought in or sort of redesigned not too long ago. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to see how they get on in qualifying and over the course of the 55-minute race that's coming up later on.
Yeah, exactly, and we can go on board here as well. This is Mark Bolton out on the race circuit as well. It's a very difficult circuit, is this one. You are going to have to be completely accurate with the turning of this race circuit. It has been recently new scanned, so this is the scanned version. The new scan version here of Zandvoort, and I think overall some of these guys are going to love it, some of these guys are not going to love it so much. I can tell you now he's better off running a little bit wider there for Mark Bolton to be able to get the full maximum speed rotation there before he comes into what will be the final curve. Aaron Lyondike corner, if you want to be precise, so you see the sub banking on that one before we start our lap again. Very difficult circuit, not the most easiest place to overtake Tom. Down into turn one possibly is going to be the most easiest place to have a go of this 2.646 mile circuit here, and I think it's one that could cause some very interesting racing.
Yeah, well, Tarzan's probably going to be the corner where the get overtakes done. You need a really strong exit coming out of Combo Corner through Ari Lyondike, and like I say, it is going to be where the overtakes can be happening, unless we see some switcheroos on the exit of Hugenholm. And that way, some drivers are going to be able to pull off overtakes going up the hill. It depends on how brave they are going to be. But it is qualifying after all. We've got over 30 drivers competing so far. I think to my maths, I think there's 36 in total, including all of Pro-Am, Am and Pro. So we'll see how they get on here. They don't have a lot of time to get the laps in, so we'll look to see how they get on here.
Yeah, we've got 36 ready to go here, and at the moment they're all on their fast laps. By what I can see, no David Van Roy currently, so that's going to open it up to the likes of Josh Herring to be able to take to the top. Ryan Merriam is another one that will be able to get up to the top of the standings or the top of the grid for the race. Of course, 55 minutes these guys will have to contend with. They will have a pit stop as well, so look out for that one to see how they get on. Kenny Bourgeois has currently got a purple on the board in sectors number 1. He's going to go over the line with Mark Bolton. Bourgeois does go top on a 134.121. For how long does he stay there? Not very long at all, as Josh Herring goes on, does a 133.463. So, unfortunately for Kenny Bourgeois, didn't last too long at the top of the standings, but it's no surprise considering, obviously, Kenny himself being in the race and obviously being a part of the Pro-Am team would be overtaken and sitting behind Josh Herring, who is currently part of the pros setup here as well. We've got pros in yellow, pro and ams in the pink, and ams in the blue. So we'll see how these all get on. We'll expect a very mixed grid of colours on the left-hand side. Don't worry, we're not lighting you up like a Christmas tree. We are literally bringing you the class splits and seeing where each driver does manage to qualify on the grid. As we know, some of the Pro-Ams are just as fast, if not faster, than the pros currently at this moment in time as well. Settling into the season, we're at round 4 here, so we've had 4 rounds already. Very interesting rounds we've had as well, and if you haven't seen any of them, you can go and watch them back on the OGRL season playlist there on YouTube, so you can go and check that one out once again. Zandvoort itself is traditionally, I wouldn't say traditionally known for great racing, but it can have its moments where not a lot of action or overtakes seem to happen. There's quite a few circuits out there that, you know, can have that momentum, Hungaroring being one of them, as well as Ryan Merriam goes and gets some purples on the board here. What's your overall opinion of Zandvoort here? Ryan Merriam does go on to pole position on a 132.952. What's your opinion of Zandvoort, Tom? Do you like the circuit? Do you not like the circuit?
I think the flow of the racetrack is what brings some joy to the drivers. I mean, it's good for a qualifying lap. I think for a race, depending on what series you choose to race in. I mean, Formula 1 have been here since 2021. Formula 2 and Formula 3 have raced here in the past. We've seen other single seaters like the Formula 3 European Championship, which is no longer a thing now. And of course, A1GP raced at this track all those years ago. I think it depends on whether you like it or not. So it's like I said earlier, it's a very mixed circuit.
Yeah, I think as well is very Marmite-ish here. Abraham Lincoln, nice, in the YouTube chat. Hello to you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us for this one. We are, as I say, into qualifying. Right, Merriam leading the way with Josh Herring. Philippe De La Cruz is on a 133.958. just put himself into third place. Great disparity between first and fourth at the moment. It's bordering on a line of 1.7 seconds. Some of the pros, as I said, the likes of Jeremy Cheney, Bill Backer, Michael Dione, Rick Modric and Cole Modric are sitting in that mid-pack of the field, as Ryan Merriam's got purple in the second sector, purple in the third sector, who's going to extend on his time at 1:32.783. Nobody's looking like they're going to get close enough. I want to see how Sean Riley gets on in that BMW machine as well. For Sean Riley, he's coming around the final corner currently at this moment in time. He's going to go over the line. Where are you going to be, Sean, in conjunction with the rest of them? You're going to put yourself in fourth place, nearly 1.2 seconds off Ryan Merriam's pace here. Ryan Merriam looks like he's hooked this one up, Tom. He looks like he's done a great job putting it onto pole position at this moment in time.
Yeah, well, Ryan Merriam, looking at where he is in the standings, he doesn't appear to be very high up, so he's got nothing to lose really, because he's only done one race so far this campaign, but he's so far displaying the true pace that he has shown in the past, and hopefully can maintain it throughout this qualifying session and into the race itself. And that's the thing with qualifying, you want to be high up as possible to limit the amount of overtaking you've got to do, because it is a 55-minute race, and yes, there's going to be a lot of laps going, but it will go by very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think that's the thing here. They've got 55 minutes. They will find that on a 1:32, they will do quite a few laps of this circuit here. So, you know, 55 minutes, they're probably going to do 45 laps maybe, if close in on around that, as Sean Riley gets green in the second sector. He's running running up to Kumo at the moment before he goes around Ari Larendijk, which is the last corner on this circuit. Long sweeping banked right-hander here for Sean Riley. What's he going to be able to do as he goes over the line? It looks like it's going to be a little bit of an improvement, but how much of an improvement is this going to be? The timing line is just about there. He's going to go over now. Sean Riley puts himself up into third, 1:33.896, edging closer and closer and closer. Jeremy Cheney is there. These guys do only have 3 laps. Most of them have already done their 3 laps. Jeremy Cheney in the Corvette has got this one more lap to go for him to see how he gets on as he's coming again up to Kumo before going into Ari Larendijk. Big twitch from that Corvette coming out of Kumo at the moment. I don't believe this will be a major improvement. I think that one little mistake may have just cost him in the final sectors, but we'll keep an eye out just in case he has made a massive improvement in sector 2. He's got his fastest sector here over the top. Jeremy Cheney, is he going to be able to improve from his 1:34.319? He does. It's a 1:34.264. No improvement on position for him. What about Brad Tidwell? He's going to be basically going on the run from Herzenrug up into Shivlak, the right-hander. After through the SS section he goes. He's another man that has hopefully will be able to improve. He's got this lap remaining. He's done at 1:34.17 currently here as well. So we'll have to see how these guys going to get on. It's going to be a very fast and frantic race, I think, Tom. 36 cars on the track. It's not the widest circuit to cater for 36 cars, so we could end up having a little bit of carnage.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, especially through the undulation sort of sections of the Stolmaker and Schlevlak sections of the course. And, you know, hopefully we'll see all of them getting through safe and sound, and not too much drama and not too many drivers' races coming shorter than expected. We've got Joe Muse coming through towards the line. What's he going to produce here? He's in the AM class as he heads over the line. Where is this going to put him here? According to the timing page, he does move up the 19th. Okay, so it's only 19th for him. But I think he is the fastest out of all those in AM so far. Ben Groves was able to move up the order as well into 34th position. I think we've got a few more drivers that have joined the session now, James, looking on the timing page. Bradley Lovins, Dean Murray Carroll, and Dan Murray have all joined.
Yeah, Bradley's only on his first lap here, so he will have one more go to try and get a time on the board, see where he is. Obviously, Bradley is doing a stellar job sitting in them pros standings currently at this moment in time as well. He's in 4th place. He's on 176 points. He's only kind of 9 away from the lead for Bradley. So it's going to be imperative that he does basically make sure that he can get a decent time at the board, because the last thing he really wants to be doing here, Tom, is coming back through the field from the back of the order.
Yeah, and he won't have long to do that either. You know, he's going to be having to pick cars up one by one. For your information about Bradley Lovins, he is, where is he in terms of class? He's in the pro class, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in pros. He's sitting in 4th in the championship.
Yeah, 4th in the championship. So he is currently 5th in class in this section for in that respective class. And so he's going to find himself a little bit to do in the race. I think Kenny Bourgeois. Bourgeois. Yeah, thank you very much for clearing that up. It's difficult to see on the timing tower from such a distance, so I'm having to look on the timing page to make sure I get the correct pronunciation correct. But he should be able to get through Bourgeois, no problem. But it's about getting through on De Cruz, Riley, Herring, and Merriam during the coming laps throughout this.
Yeah, Bradley's got to put himself up into 6th place there as well. Fair play to Brad. He's still going to have a couple of more minutes. He should get this one and his final lap in for Mr. Lovins. Great job will be done by him if he can keep on to that place. He joined the session late and he's gone and put it into 6th here, so fair play, Brad. Excellent job from him. But we still got Joey Means out in 21st, Ben Groves in 35th place, and they're both green as well. Joey's a little bit further up on the track. He's on the run down from Bok 10 into Hans End spot, which is the right left, and then on the run up into Kumo as well. So Joey doesn't get an improvement in sectors number 2, unfortunately. We'll have to see how he gets on. Him and Ben Groves are literally practically on the same part. Ben's just got him way too hot there. I'll be surprised if he does improve on that one. But what's Joey going to be doing as he comes round the final corner? Round Harry Laurendijk he goes, and over the line he'll come very, very shortly. The second of the lines on the floor. There we go. It gives us a little flash. Joey, do you improve? You do. You go into 14th on a 1:34.650. What about Ben Groves? Is he going to improve as well? He does. He goes up to 32nd. Buzzy Mongrode has done his 3 laps. Joey Means has done his 3 laps. It's now just Bradley Lovin, the last of the runners to do their 3 laps now. And we'll see how Brad can get on. He's got about 49 seconds to get to the end here, and he will be able to manage that quite comfortably here once again. Thank you so much. As I say, if you are here, don't forget to have a chat with us. You can say hello, and obviously we will talk back to you and have a conversation about what's going on and around the race circuit. But qualifying is going to come to an end. Don't forget we've got a 5-minute warm-up session after qualifying, and then they will go in onto the grid ready to go for the race this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are, of course, in the world. Being obviously I'm in Europe, and we are currently in the afternoon, where you guys in the EST have just probably woken up and grabbed your first cup of coffee. So fair play for that one. 3 seconds left to qualifying before we go into the warm-up here, and it looks like Ryan Merriam is going to grab that pole position over Josh Herring, with Bradley Lovins in 3rd, Sean Riley in 4th, and then Philip Dela Cruz in 5th. A whole all-throw pro there, but that shouldn't be any surprise at all to us, Tom.
Nope. I had a couple of drivers who didn't post times at all during that session, but hopefully we'll see them coming through in the race. And yeah, I think they'll get, if they haven't had any, if they didn't have an opportunity during practice and qualifying, I'm sure they'll use the warm-up very, very quickly to familiarise themselves around this racetrack and in the cars that they are in. We've just seen Anthony Hutchinson going out of the pits. I don't know what he'll be thinking at this point. But by the end of that session, didn't quite pick up on where he finished at the end of qualifying, Anthony Hutchinson. He was very much in the midfield, actually, just behind Jerry Mains in 15th, I believe. So he's got some work to do. He's done very well so far in the Pro-Ams. Looking at where he is in the championship as well, Anthony Hutchison, where is he on the timing pages on here? Well, he hasn't done a lot of races. He's only done one race so far. And he finished, where did he finish? I think it was inside the top 10 or something like that during that one race he was competing in. But hopefully we'll see more of him during the course of this particular round of Zandvoort, located on the Amsterdam beach in the Netherlands. And don't know what you exactly make of it. I don't suppose you've been to Zandvoort before, James, or any of the drivers have been to Zandvoort themselves?
Not in IRL, I haven't. No, obviously I've done a lot within sim here of the old layout and of the newly scanned layout. Good afternoon, James and Tom. Good afternoon, Phil. How are you? Thank you so much, as always, for joining us. Chilling out on a Sunday afternoon. Before you get your Sundays up and running, I'm off to a barbecue after this one, as I'm going to go and get some big, greasy burgers down my neck, Phil. So I'm looking forward to that one after this race, of course. We've got 2.5 minutes, or 2 minutes 50, really, of the warm-up left. There's a couple of more drivers that are out on the circuit. Joe Means, Nick Marshall, Ben Groh, Sean Riley, Cole Modric, probably half of the field, which is unusual to see half the field out in warm-up. Tom, normally you sort of just sat there chilling and waiting.
Yeah. I think it depends on who you are. I mean, we're not seeing too many drivers on circuit, I don't think. I would imagine the majority of them just taking a bit of a rest because they know they've got a long race on their hands and to get their championships back on track, because I imagine a number of them have not had a good season as others, particularly Mugello last week, where some of them, I think, fell by the wayside a little bit, whereas others were able to capitalise.
Yeah, Mugello was a tough track for some as well, and you know, we've seen poor old Bill Backer have an absolute nightmare at times on race circuits, and he didn't do overly amazing. I don't actually, if I remember correctly, for Bill Backer, I don't believe, if I just do some quick research here, that Bill was actually there last week. I'm just going to go and hunt that out, actually, because I want to make sure you get the correct information. Where are you, Bill? You're not even appearing in any of the championships here. That's a little bit worrying. You'll be on the Pro-Ams. Oh, he's in the pros. Yeah, he didn't show up for round number 3 at Mugello. So Bill's got to kind of get down and make up for the fact that he missed last week. Of course, get some points on the board. 134.571 for Philippe de la Cruz in practice here. And I think this is just one of them circuits that basically can either be highly rewarding, Tom, or it can spit you up and chew you out and put you in the wall.
Yeah, and the walls are not too far away here. Some people may describe it as the permanent racetrack without the, what's the old saying at Hungaroring? It's like the saying of, it's a street, I forgot the term, but it's like an analogy with Monaco, where the walls are not too far away from you.
Yeah, it's just, I think that they class it as kind of a street GP circuit, isn't it? And I think this is the problem with this makeup of circuits. It can just be follow my leader. Now, I'm hoping that we don't obviously get that here, and these guys having a right little ding-dong and a nice little fight. That would be absolutely amazing. So we can get to watch some great action and get to see how these guys get on. They are coming to the end of the warm-up. We'll bring you up the grid position once they change over, which is going to be about now. So the grid for this race, guys, was round 4 at Zandvoort. Ryan Merriam on pole position. Josh Herring in second. Then Bradley Lovins in third in the end. Sean Riley in fourth with Philippe de la Cruz in fifth. Then Kenny Bourgeois 6th. Bradley Tidwell 7th. Jeremy Cheney 8th. Pernell Hanlett in 9th with Mark Bolton 10th. And Bill Backer in 11th with Jonathan Williams down there in 12th place. Moving on, Tyshawn Green in 13th. Joey Means leading the AMS in 14th. Anthony Hutchison 15th. Michael Dione 16th. Cole Modric 17th. William Bailey 18th, James Hillerick in 19th, Rook Modric in 20th, Stuart Gibbons 21st, Chase Allgrade 22nd, Quinton Price 23rd, Josh Valentin in 24th, then Gary Spencer 25th, Eric Gainzell in 26th, Heath Ollinger, Dan Svorak in 27th, 28th, then Brian Hoskins, Nick Marshall, Michael Chaplin and Ben Groves round out the top 32, JT Sawyer, Scott Carson, Mike Elliott and Buzzy Mongrove round out 36, and you've got Jim Cunningham, Daniel Morey and Dean Murray Carroll in 39th place. 39 cars on this circuit. We will be off on the pace lap very, very shortly here, Tom, as well. Word of advice for the drivers. What can you predict?
Don't take too many risks at this early stage, because it is a long race, of course, and I keep using this phrase all the time. The first lap is not where it's won, but it can be where it lost, and your race can end up getting compromised there and then. So it's just be sensible. That's all I will say. Just be sensible all the way through and just settle into the race, and when the opportunity arises, then that's when you take it.
Yeah, I do.
So they are on. Yeah, so they're on their pace up now behind the safety car. It will be a rolling start, and yeah, I think that's probably the sensible decision given the size of the field. Given that they're all in different classes as well, so they don't really want to be tripping up over themselves on the first lap. But it is still possible, even if it is a rolling start, because they'll start getting their elbows out and getting stuck in, particularly those in pro at the front.
Yeah, we will keep an eye on these and see how they get on. I'm not too sure why all of a sudden it's felt like it wanted to have a little bit of a blink there. That's a little bit annoying. Hopefully that will settle down for you guys at home as well. It has been playing up recently, so we'll keep an eye on that blinking situation to make sure it isn't continually happening throughout this race. If it does, I will make adjustments and hopefully it will settle itself back down again. But we're on the pace lap here. We're going up through Schlevelack down into Masters Bot before we go into Bot 9 and Bot 10, which obviously is turn 9 and turn 10. So there we go. Looking forward to seeing this race. I think this could be somewhat chaotic, and hopefully though hopefully the people who survive will be the people who will be able to keep it on the race circuit.
Yeah. So there's a lot at stake, of course. There's still 2 more rounds to go after this, James. Could you care to mention where they're going to be for the sake of those who are tuned in?
Yeah, so for you guys at home, of course, we've got the next rounds available. Don't forget, we are doing it in 6-week blocks. So there will be 6 weeks, and then we will have a 2-week break after that one. We will be on to literally round 5 next week. We're off to Interlagos, so we will be going to Interlagos, and then we will be finishing off round 6 at Mazzano in 2 weeks' time. So tune in for that one, because it's going to be very, very interesting in there. And Interlagos next week, my favourite circuit of all time. Absolutely love it. I think it's great for racing. I think you can put pretty much any car around there and they will go awesome. That's what I think, Tom.
Couldn't agree more. And of course, Interlagos, once the home of the season finale for Formula One many years ago. But of course, the times are different now with Abu Dhabi having its exclusive contract to host the season finale for Formula One, and of which, you know, from Formula One's perspective, you can understand it. But we are about to get up.
It's all financial. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Money speaks, right? And we know that. And that is where it is. The pace car is going to be pilling in now. Ryan Merriam and Josh Herring. Side by side, they're going to let the pace car get on its way a little bit up the road before they start climbing speeds here. It's going to be peeling off very, very shortly. I do expect some drama down into turn 1. Is it going to come from the front? That's going to be the question. He's hanging them on here, Merriam. He's keeping them locked into a line. Not sure I would have been doing that, but now Ryan Merriam has bolted. Ladies and gentlemen, we are up and running. We are green, green, green for round 4 at Zandvoort here. Ryan Merriam takes it down into turn 1 in the lead. Josh Herring in second. Bradley Love is third. third, Sean Riley in fourth. What's happening? They're 3 wide. Further back here, round turn 1, all of the 36. Nope, that's Joey Means off the side of the circuit. He's going to have to wait before he rejoins. But at the moment, Ryan Merriam gets the whole shot and starts doing the run. Now up into Schlieblack, and it is Ryan Merriam there. Apart from Joey Means, everybody else got through that opening section cleanly, Tom. Great job from them all.
Yeah, very clean. I mean, Joey Mains was running wide at turn 1 at Tarzan, but was able to rejoin safely. But Ryan Merriam got the start he needed ahead of Joshua Herring in second place. It's Bradley Lovington, Sean Riley. So it's pretty much as you were at the start, and they just need to start just settling into a rhythm. And I think later on, when those in AM and possibly in Pro-Am get in the way, because there is actually an incident going on further behind. What have you seen, Jane?
Ben Groves looks like, he's already attached there. He is already attached. Who did you go off with, sir? Ben Groves in that 31 machine out on the outside. I've got a funny feeling Stuart Gibbons may have been involved. They're tagging there the Heath Hollinger and Ben Groves. And unfortunately, that is what happened. They got stuck together, these guys, and unfortunately just could not separate apart and got locked and sent straight into the barrier. As Ben has jumped straight back into the pit lane here as well, and it looks like it's doing that wonderful thing where it won't click into forward again for me, so replays will be a little bit limited here this afternoon due to this one continue issue. But Ryan Merriam, Joshua Herring, Bradley Lovins, Sean Riley, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. These guys are doing a great job. Kenny Bourgeois leading the Pro-Ams with Jeremy Cheney splitting him and Bradley Tidwell in the Lamborghini. Then you've got Pernell Hanley in third place. In the AMS is James Hillerick leading the way with Gary Spencer in second place behind him in that Corvette as well. Corvette is a very nice car. If you've ever driven it in iRacing, you will know how lovely it actually is, and it is an absolute gorgeous car to drive if it suits your driving style. Obviously it suits my driving style, as Jonathan Williams and Tyshawn Green going side by side currently here as well. So action all the way through the order currently at the moment now, Tom, but it is still Ryan Merriam in the pros leading the way.
Yeah, and you just see some drivers making their way through the field, some of which are in different paths to each other, so don't be at all surprised to see a few drivers in positions without even fighting it. So we are looking at Jonathan Williams, who's running in by the looks on that timing, so he's running in 13th position ahead of Modric in 14th, and then it's Anthony Hutchinson who's behind in the Pro-Am class in his Porsche, and we are seeing someone tumbling down the order, and I imagine they'll have had a moment.
Yeah, Nick Marshall, Chase Allgray, Jose Valentin look like they may have had a bit of a problem. We'll try and catch up with that one a little bit later on. Let's get this racing going first. We've only been going green for about 4 minutes here. Jonathan Williams, Tyshawn Green, Mark Bolton, Cole Modric sitting in behind him in that Corvette, just following him along here. Brian Hoskins and also Michael Champlin are going side by side. This is a battle of the Pro-Ams with Joey Means behind him in 26th, who had his first, obviously his own issues on the opening lap here. So Joey's going to be trying to come back through. The outer line through that corner is so much quicker than the tighter inner line. If you want to make an overtake on that outside, use the outside line. The banking really massively helps you out, and you can carry so much speed there. Tarina in YouTube chat, let's go Quinnen. Cheering on her man, y'all. Quinton Price sitting in 18th in the Pro-Ams there, and Quinton in the BMW here, closely followed by Modric and the 2 AMs of Hillerick and Gary Spencer. 55 minutes is still a long race, Tom. You know, they've got to kind of settle down a little bit, get their tyres warm, plan what they're doing for pit stops. You know, there's a lot going on in this race, even though it is a short 55 minutes.
Yeah, and what you've got to consider is if you are going to come in for a stop, you've got to consider about traffic, especially if you are one of the leaders. I don't know for certain how long it takes for a pit stop in this particular series, but that'll be what the pro drivers will be thinking about at the time.
Yeah, they will be looking back, and you know, you're probably looking round about 45 to 55 seconds per stop. Question will be if they take tyres. Now, I know a lot of the pros don't take tyres, and they can manage to hold on to the car till the end, of course. So, great job from them. But definitely no tyres is the quickest way to go here. You don't really want to be taking tyres if you can help it. Sean Riley has got Philippe De La Cruz crawling behind him in that Audi. De La Cruz is starting to move in. He got the gap down. There you go. It's below half a second. That Audi there chasing down the BMW. The BMW more of an all-rounder. The Audi can be a little bit slippery on the back end, and trust me, I'm speaking from experience here. So for Philippe De La Cruz to keep it on the racetrack, it's taken some practice with him. It's one of them cars you've got to be a little bit gentle on the throttle. You can see them now coming into the right-hander of Hans Erzbach. Then you're going to go left, using the inside there where you can. Now running out of the left-hander into Kumo, which will be the right-hander before you go through Ari Leindijk. And this, I expect, if De La Cruz is going to take the position anywhere here, Tom, it'll be down into turn one.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be his best place to do it. I mean, it's obviously way too far back to think about an overtake, but we can just get his lines correct through out of the bankings of Tarzan and Hugenholtz. He may just have a chance next time around. You can just see how late on the brakes he is as he nails the apex through turn number 1 of Tarzan. Now, how does he get on through Hugenholtz? Because that is where, oh, you can just see through 2. He's missed the apex slightly, which will compromise his line into 3. And you can just see how tight of a line he took in comparison to Riley through there. So that tells you the difference about the amount of exit speed you can get by taking the outside line out of Hugenholtz.
Yeah, around to the right-hander now into Shivlank, coming down into Mastersbach. We go on board with De La Cruz in that Audi machine. Now through the right-hander. Then you've got that long looping right-hander of Bach 9. It's on the, just sitting there waiting. On to the power you go. Now the left-hander of Bach 10. Here we go once more before we go down into Hans Erzbach. The Audi does not look like it's got any closer at this moment in time, but it's still all going off in the top 5. That's your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I can tell you, up until 6th place, nobody above that has changed positions. Jeremy Cheney is up 1. Bill Backer in that Ferrari up 3. Got a great move off the start there. Let's hope Bill can get to the end of the race. And we've still got the arms of Gary Spencer and also James Hillerick battling it out once more here currently as well. This is a battle for the leading AM in the championship and 20th overall, Tom.
Yeah, so this is a textbook battle to keep an eye on. Hillerick is in the position to win in the AM class. It's the early stages, of course, but Gary Spencer may have something to say on that. We're just seeing the timing towers change, so you can see the class order, and you obviously see the pros with Merriam leading the way in Pro-Am. It's Borgiu in the Ford, and Hillerick in the Porsche is leading in the AM. Behind him, Gary Spencer, who we're focusing on, we're riding on board with. You can just see that Hillerick is getting held up by those in a different class. And yeah, it's almost like he's trying to get through on him, isn't he?
Yeah. So if you've got the pace and you've got the speed, you might as well have a go here for James Hillerick. He's trying to move himself in front of Quinton Price. Quinton there in the BMW through the left hand. We're going to go through the right hander of Mastersbach now. Then we've got that long looping Bach 9. It just goes on and on and on. You're waiting. And now he's going to try and go round Bach 10, is he? No. Not this time. He's going to be sitting in there. All the while, Gary Spencer's going to be sitting in the background, having a nice little look at what is going on here. Quinton Price is he is filled with James Hillerick's Porsche. That is what he is staring back at constantly at the moment. And as you can see behind James Hillerick is Gary Spencer's Corvette in the background, looking menacing as ever. So these battles are not done yet. This battle for overall Hillerick and Price is not quite finished yet, as is Hanalei Tidwell and also Tyshawn Green have also been very close together all the way through. In fact, that's Michael Dione all the way up to Bradley Tidwell, or actually Panel Hanley in the Porsche there. So great job from these guys doing an amazing work and battling away. Nice EC in the background. Williams in that BMW. He got a better run out of that corner, running up through Rob Schlottenmaker before we go into Sleevelack. Sorry, that was a very hard one. And now once more here as well. It's looking like some of these guys starting to think about making moves here, Tom. 45 minutes before the end of the race.
Yeah, so you can just see the spacing out a little bit now, knowing that they'll be thinking about when to pit in at this stage. And ahead of Williams, who's running in 13th position, you can just see Bolton and Green up ahead. Now the next 4 cars. Oh, someone's off on the right-hand side. Who's that? I'm not taking part there, mate.
Jim Cunningham. There's a part there is 35th, unfortunately, for Jim. It looks like he's having a bit of a nightmare. Murray Carroll did not start the race for Dean Murray Carroll. He did not start the race. So, unfortunately for him, it's not going to be great once more. Panel Hanna let steer with Tyson Green, Mark Bolton, Williams, Modric, Hutchinson tucked in right behind him, Dion and Bailey over the start line. They're going to be coming along now, down into turn 1, into Tarzan Bock they're going to go. And at the moment, Hanley's holding on to that final podium position in the Pro-Ams. Tyson Green tucked in right behind him. Cole Modric and Jonathan Williams were literally nose to tail going into turn 1 as well here, not quite being able to get it done at the moment in time. 43 minutes on the clock, and you've got Ryan Merriam opening up a gap of 2.6 seconds over Joshua Herring, then Bradley Lovins, then Sean Riley, then you've got Cole Modric and Mark Bolton. They're going side by side as well. Now there's a Porsche in the background. That's Anthony Hutchinson. He's going to clear the Ferrari of Mark Bolton. There you go. Anthony Hutchinson is through. Cole Modric is through. And within one more foul corner there, Mark Bolton lost 2 places.
Yeah, so missing out though is Mark Bolton down the order a couple of positions as he heads through turns number 8 and 9 now, and he's falling behind Hutchinson a little bit. I'm sure he'll come back at him at some point. And no change at the front still, with Merriam leading ahead of Herring, Lovins and Riley. The gap between Merriam and Herring is 3 seconds, and Bradley Lovins keeping in touch with those two, and just waiting for a mistake should there be one before he takes advantage. Marine moved up the order a little bit ahead of Champlin. Both of them are in different classes to each other, and they head over the line to begin their 9th lap of this race.
Yeah, they are currently. Still got the 2 arms of Hillerick and Spencer. They've still got Quinton Price in front. Scott Carlson and Jim Cunningham look like they've had a moment together. We will try and show you some of the replays. I'm hoping that the software is being nice. Jim's going to get that all wrong. This is Jim, who was sat on the side of the circuit, just kind of almost, I don't know, conks out maybe here, and really he just runs wide, and then strange there. Takes all grey in this Corvette in the 06 form. Whoa, there's a car coming. Oh,
that's dangerous. That was really dangerous. Who was that? That was just coming back onto the path. It was Scott Carlson.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have a look and think it might have been Scott Carlson. Oh, it's going to be Scott Carlson, isn't it? Let's be real about it from there. Does he move? Does he? He does move. He waits. He waits. He waits. He goes round. Nope.
No,
doing donuts in the middle of the race circuit. Now we've got Philippe de la Cruz, who has also had his own little moment here for Philippe, and he's now down in 7th place. So he got it all a little bit squirrely there. Over the curb he goes, bounces that Audi up in the air. Never good when you've got no wheels on the race circuit. You can't keep going in a straight direction once again. And yeah, never a good idea for them. The car's getting fairly spread out through this round. We've got a little bit of a mini battle from Green, Williams, Modric, Hutchinson, Bolton, Dion and Bailey, and then Price and Hillerick are the next set of packs behind them. So fairly spread out at the moment here, Tom, with 40 minutes to go.
Yeah, and seen a few mistakes happening from others, but Scott Carlson, I would imagine, may have the book thrown him afterwards for the way he rejoined back onto the circuit, really. It was not really good track awareness of drivers that were coming through. So there might be a few words with him afterwards, the way he rejoined back onto the circuit. But we won't speculate too much. It's been a good race so far, 15 minutes in, and Merriam making no mistakes so far, neither of Herron or Lovins or Riley.
Yeah, he's gone out the front, and literally Ryan Merriam has just bolted away. Josh Herron in there. Lovins has got Riley closing in. BMW is closing in the back end of this Porsche Bradley Lovins. This is going to be a battle of the ages if these two start getting together, of course. Last time out for Bradley, he did finish behind David Van Roy, took third place with Sean Riley actually taking the victory last time out. Then Lovins, then Van Roy, then Lovins, and then Joshua Herring got fourth place. So for Bradley, he's going to want to try and hang on to Sean Riley, or at least try and keep Sean Riley behind him here. It's imperative that he's going to want to start doing that. We're coming into the pit windows very shortly, and at the end of the day he's going to need to stay behind, in front of him if he can, going into the pit window here. Tom, he wants to kind of dominate the timing of entry, doesn't he? And that's the thing with his cars. They've got 60% fuel, and Bradley's going to really want to try and hold on to that position in front of Sean.
Yep, most certainly, and wants to try and build the gap as much as he can so that he doesn't get undercut by the car behind should Riley be the one comes in first before Lovins. And I think he's got a lot to play for at the moment. It is a one-stop race, so it's only that one chance really if they're going to pass them in the pit lane. And we can see Dion and Bailey swapping places as well. They're in different classes to each other, so it's no surprise to see Dion moving up. He's now sitting 9th in class, is Dion, as they all make their way through once more. There is Gary Spencer. He was now leading the AM class, but we are seeing a replay of how he got the overtake on Hillerick into turn 1. Yeah,
Hillerick's gone in deep. That's going to jeopardise his exit. And Gary Spencer does go through and takes the lead in the AM. Does Gary. So great job from him. As I say, we're going to keep the replays to a minimum at the moment, with the fact that he's struggling to go back live for me here. So we will try and minimise the replays. Kenny Bourgeois still leading the Pro-Ams currently, as you can see on your left-hand side. Stuart Gibbons has had a moment in the Pro-Ams. He's facing the wrong way, is Stuart, and that's never a good idea as he's come through Box 9 and Box 10. And now Jonathan Williams is chasing down Pernell Hanlett here. What are you thinking about generally within this race, Tom? Are you sitting back, kind of resting on your laurels, or you trying to pick up places where you can?
Well, on a track like this, it's difficult to make up places. There's not really too many overtaking spots. I'm just seeing the car ahead of Jonathan Williams just running wide there. I don't think that's in the same class as what he is in at the moment. But either way, Williams is doing a fine job with where he is at. But in terms of the race, I don't know whether to take risks at this stage now, because you don't want to be stuck behind a driver for so long and then be undercut by drivers behind should they decide to pit before you do.
Yeah, I think traffic management is going to be here as well. TJ the Catcher, aspiring iRacer here one day. Hopefully I can join these guys on track. What's your name on your Discord, dear sir? And are you in the Discord? And that would be the question. And can you see the championship? And you can come and have a look here and come and have a go. I'm sure it's open to all. Doesn't matter of your skill level, as long as you're not dangerous. That's why we've got 3 classes: Pro-Ams, AMs and Pros. You can come along and join the AMs for the remaining couple of rounds of the season, or wait till next season, which will kick off in 4 weeks' time. We've got 2 more weeks to go this season, then a 2-week break, and then we'll start back for the next 4 weeks after. Joey Means sitting in 3rd place. He's trying to get up to James Hillerick. Unfortunately for Joey at the moment, he's got a 5-second gap to be able to get to Hillerick, who's losing about 6/10 over Gary Spence. We've got Cole Modric side by side at the moment. Jonathan Williams. Modric has gone through the right-hander into Huguenot. And the bank corner out of Hansenrug, and now the run up into Schlievlat. The corner on the top part of your track map. You can see the driver is marked in blue on the track map there, so you can see where we are and who we're looking at and what it's going to be. But Cole Modric in that Corvette, not getting any time at all from the likes of Williams, Hutchinson and Bolton here.
Just seeing Hillary and Spencer swapping places as we speak, James. So that'll be a battle to look out for at the present moment. Looking at other battles going on in Pro, obviously we're looking at Anthony Hutchinson, who's in your picture. He's got Mark Bolton and the Ford of Bailey right behind. They are dicing out. Will Bailey, that is, in the number 20 Ford. And this could get rather tasty in the coming laps, with Williams leading Hudson, Bolton and Bailey. And yeah, there's nothing too much. I think Hillerick has pulled away from Spencer now, so I don't know whether Spencer's just got a little bit at the moment. Seen him drop back.
Yeah, he is now 1.1 seconds back. He's not too far back. Jeremy Cheney is chasing down Kenny Bourgeois, but he's also got Philippe Dela Cruz is recovering in that Audi behind him. Dela Cruz is going to try the inside. You've got no speed there, dear sir. You need to use the banking on the outside. That is an imperative part of the racetrack, an imperative one that you need to make sure you are using. If you do not use that, then you are going to be able to make the overtake. So unfortunately for Dela Cruz, he's going to have to try and get on the outside somehow there, Tom. Use the banking, because using the banking is always best to carry more speed.
Yeah, especially on the exit all the way through to turn number 7, I think as it is. And now, you know, you just want to be making sure you get as much exit speed on the exit of the corners, because that's where you're going to get your overtakes done at. But Tarzan Corner is still going to be that number 1 overtaking spot to see drivers make a move. But like I say, it's going to come down to the pit stops sooner rather than later. Hudson and Williams swapping places for position in their own class. It's Hudson who's ahead for the time being, but Williams is not giving it up by any stretch.
Yeah, he's not at the moment. He's chasing him down here. And we'll see how Jonathan Williams can get on, whether or not he can get past Hutchinson, or whether or not he's just going to be able to sit there. Michael Dione is got under pressure. He's got Mark Bolton and William Bailey side by side, and Bailey sweeps around the outside of Mark Bolton. Great job for him. Getting a little bit more spread out on the timing tower. We are just waiting for the pit stop cycles to come through. On the left hand side, obviously if they're orange, they're closer than half a second. Oh, yellow, they're over half a second. And if they're white, well, they're well above a second until the next car. So the likes of Tyshawn Green and Quinton Price are tucked up here as well. Tyshawn in the Audi, Quinton Price in the BMW. Blimey, he sent it from way back. Did Tyshawn, gets Quinton on that one. But that was a great overtake, Tom. He come from far away on that one.
Yeah, that's what he needed to do. He needed to be later on the brakes to get the overtake completed, and he did just that. So very well done there to Tyson Green. Going through on Quinton Price for position. He's now 18th overall, and judging by the class scheme of things, he's now 8th. So he's got some work to do to go after Will Bailey, who's another... Oh, Mark Bolton, sorry, who's another couple of positions up the road.
Yeah, Bolton is up the road from these guys. It's about 7.2 seconds up the road is Mark Bolton. Sean Riley still chasing down on Lovins. Lovins has not basically been able to have been overtaked here. That was a back marker. Sean Riley in the BMW. See now the Porsche in front of us as we're closing in. 1/8. Not going to make it through this time. But Riley's going to have to wait again. Where can Riley set him up? Where can he get the job done on this very difficult circuit?
Well, it's got to stay tucked up behind him, but we'll see how he takes his line through the Hugenholtz. I mean, it's fairly similar lines to what Lovin's doing. But maybe if he gets a good XL come bearing through Ari Lyondike, he may just do what Tyson Green did with Quinton Price on the previous lap.
Yeah, but he's just not quite sure where Riley's going to be able to set Lovings up here. It's a difficult section as it is, and I think overall there's not many places that he can get him set up unless he can stay close through Ari Lyondike, the last corner, and then get the run down into Tarzanbach here. Other than that, it's going to be very, very tough for Riley to set him up. I think Riley's going to have to try and do something miraculous, preferably not bump him off, of course, but maybe try and get close enough and harass him enough here, Tom, where Bradley Lovins, well, almost cracks under pressure.
Yep. Now, if you can tuck up behind him, going through Owen Lyndale, there is a chance that he can just get alongside and make it difficult. Or you can say Lovins made a mistake. This is Riley's chance now to get into the slipstream and pull out alongside here, but it looks like he's a little bit too far back, but we'll see if he goes for it here.
No, he's not going to be able to get there. He's too far away. He couldn't get there with just under just under 2 tenths. He's not going to get there being over 2 tenths. He's going to close in on him like he has now through the left hand of Gerlenbach into Jürgen Holbach. Now they're going to go again onto the banking up high. That's the only place, the only way you can take that corner. You tighten it up, you're going to lose an insurmountable amount of speed. Riley knows this. He's closed in now through the fast Essex section, coming into Shivlak. Rashawn Riley tucked in the BMW. Bradley Lovins in that Porsche. Can he keep all 4 wheels of the Porsche on the floor and on the tarmac, though? Tom, to be honest with you, as we have seen Porsche do Porsche things here within iRacing.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and you know, a Porsche, no matter what type of model it is, does it. Oh, and someone's had a spin there. Who's that that's gone round there?
Jim Cunningham, by the looks of it. So Jim Cunningham looks like he's just gone round. Unfortunately, Hillerick and now Joey Means there. Gary Spence is into the pits. He's decided that he's going to come in early. Is Gary Spencer. Jeremy Cheney running side by side with Philippe Dela Cruz here. Dela Cruz is on the outside. He's going to get the job done. He did get it done there. And Dela Cruz moves himself back into 6th. He's just got Kenny Bourgeois to basically get past, and then he'll be back into where he started in that 5th place. The possibility of him catching the leaders are very slim at the moment, due to the fact that obviously the leaders are just too far ahead on the racetrack. That is the gap there all the way down to 6, 15 seconds. And it just goes to show you make one mistake, Tom, you get stuck behind one bit of traffic and can't get your overtakes done, and you end up losing 15 seconds.
Yeah, and you've just seen some drivers pitting in. Gary Spencer was one of those that's just pitted in a lap or so ago. So he's determined to complete essentially an undercut on Hillerick to go back into the path lead in AM. And Dela Cruz, he's had quite a race so far, hasn't he? And he's got Borschu up ahead, who's not in the same class as he is, and he's not going to be an easy driver to get an overtake done on.
No, absolutely. None of them are, because none of them need to be. You know, they don't need to make it easy for the car behind. It doesn't matter whether they're in Pro-Am or Am or Pro. At the end of the day, if they got pace and they deserve to be there, there's no issue for them. Dela Cruz just made a mistake there through Box 9 into Box 10, and that is a back mark of getting out of the way, but well out of the way. I don't think they need to go that far off the race circuit there for that back mark. I believe that was Chaz Allgray going off the side of the circuit. So yeah, I don't think it was necessarily need to go that far off the race circuit as well. But yeah, I kind of think that there's people, this understanding of this Pro-Am, Am and Pro. It's like the Pro-Ams and the Ams need to jump out the way for the pros. That isn't what needs to happen. You know, they can stay on the racetrack, they can race them as much as possible, as long as it doesn't end up being a bit of a calamity and they crash into each other. Bourgeois goes into the pits.
Yeah, and Dela Cruz will be relieved to see him go in there, because now he's got some clear air to cut down the 8-second margin on Riley in front. And yeah, it's going to be quite some way for him to go after him with only 26 minutes of this race remaining.
Yeah, but this is the pit stop area now. I think from here for the next 5 to 10 minutes, this will be the pit stop area. Me personally, I would probably just run it all the way out empty. I haven't got the brain capacity to work out doing little bits here and little bits there, unfortunately. I have not got the brain power while I'm trying to drive, so I will just probably run the car out. Dela Cruz here is, I believe, is that Gary's oh, that's the Corvette. Is that Gary Spencer? It is Gary Spencer being a lap down here, but he has gone into the pits. So for Gary Spencer, he's now just trying to make his way through again. I think that's probably the best thing to do here, Tom. Just completely run your tank empty.
Yeah, and you'll be lighter, and someone's gone for a spin further behind. Who's that that's just gone round there? We didn't quite pick up on that. Was that Is that Modric that's just gone round, or was that Scott Carlson? Can't remember. It might have been a back marker, actually, thinking of it.
Anthony Hutchinson has gone round. We will try and show you, hopefully. Ooh, there was clear contact before that. Nope, still clear contact before that. There we go. They do end up, Anthony Hutchinson in the Porsche and the BMW.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah, but there was a gap between them before they start getting latched together, dear sir. So the internet may have had something to do with these guys getting caught together, because there was a little bit of a gap between them there as well. Unfortunately, got to keep doing it this way. So there you go. Sean Riley's into the pits. Philippe de la Cruz is in as well. Both of these guys taking their pit stops as we're going into the last 24 minutes. Pit stop practice. I had a talk with somebody earlier on, and he probably said 90% of the grid don't practice their pit stops, Tom. What do you think? Do you, when you're racing, do you practice your pit stops in and out?
Yeah, well, I think you practice your pit entries and your pit exits during the practice session, because that's what it's there for. Because there are times where you're not going to be performing sort of qualifying lap times. You do need to try and perform with the car on a full tank, just to see how the car handles through the corners, because there's more load that you're having to put through the corners or through in the tyres on heavy fuel loads compared to what it would be on a qualifying lap. But you need to sort of practice your pit entries, because that could make all the difference between, you know, winning and losing position. And you can just see Ryan Merrion, who is in cruise control at the moment. He's got 7 seconds in hand over Josh Herring in second place. And we've got Joey Mains, who's now ahead of Hillerick, because Hillerick has come into the pits. Yeah,
it's going to be here. It'll be this young gentleman, Sean Riley. He's got Michael Dion in front of him. Sean's the first of the pit stoppers, as Dion just got that all completely wrong there, and over the gravel he goes. Sean Riley is the first of the pit stoppers, so the first people on track to have pitted, and that's down in 8th place. So Riley's got a bit of a clear track now. He's got all the way up to 7th. There is a back marker there in 28th. I believe that may be Cole Modric. It is Cole Modric. So for Sean Riley, it's a clean run. Bradley Tidwell's got in, Bill Backer's got him up, Bolton's got in. Sean Riley's gone past all of them. He's got currently a 41-second gap to the guys up front. Average lap, pit stop lane times 38 to 44. So there's a big spread of people on their lap times, on their pit lane times, I should say, on this one.
Yep, so you just see Price, Bolton and Gainsel who in the pits for their mandatory stops, and they are on their way in due course. And it was a shame between Williams and Hutchinson, because they had been at it since the beginning of the race, and it was a terrible shame to see them tangling with each other at the point where they did through the banking up the hill of the Stolmacher box. And now they've left themselves with far too much work today and a long way down the order. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's the thing. But as I say, there was gaps between them. Josh Herring is in. Bradley Lovins is in. This is Sean Riley's coming round the Hanzo into Kumo now. The right-hander is going to drop down there into Ari Lyondike. How close is he going to get to this top three that are in the box? Josh Herring, Bradley Lovins, Jeremy Cheney, Pano Hanley is going to be coming through. And now here goes Riley. Herring is on his way out. There's Riley on the right hand side. This is going to be a run round turn 1. Is he going to be able to get there? Sean Riley is coming in now at the moment in time, but it's going to be Josh Herring who's going to get out. Sean Riley did get Bradley Lovins. He did get Bradley Lovins. He did not get Josh Herring there, and that was close for Sean Riley. I bet he thought he almost had with 2 of them, and he isn't that too far away either.
Well, he did well to get ahead of Lovins, and now he's going to be on the tail of Herring in a moment, because he'll be on warmer tyres, Riley will be on warmer tyres to where Herring is at, and this is his opportunity to start closing in. I would imagine that Ryan Merrion is going to be in the pits very shortly to cover off those 2.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I think Merriam's going to try and get in. He's got 39 seconds. That's going to be a very close pit stop. Obviously, don't forget Merriam's got to not have to worry about taking the same amount of fuel. He's going to have to take some fuel. And he's in the pit lane for Ryan Merriam. Has he stopped yet? Nope. He's got a long run down here to his pit box. Don't forget, he's all the way at the front. You can see second and third coming through Hans-Erg now. And there they are. And now they've got to push here. Push like crazy. Because if they don't, Ryan Merriam's going to be in and out and down the road. They're coming around the final corner. You're going to see him in the top part of your screen soon. There they are. Merriam's on his way out. Merriam still taking that first place. Job done for Ryan Merriam. Josh Herring and Sean Riley did not get near Ryan there. And Ryan went in, got his pit stop done, and still come out in the lead, Tom.
Yeah, and he's got 5 seconds in hand over the pair who are in their own battle. And you've seen Sheeny into 5th place. I can't remember whether he has pitted yet, and I don't think he has, because Dela Cruz should be in that 5th position.
Sheeny has he? Yeah.
Okay, so he's there on merit then. So Sheeny through into 5th place as Dion comes into the pits. Boju, who came into the pit, so that is now back into the lead of the Pro-Am category. And Joey Mains is currently the leader in Am at the moment, and I believe he's done his top 2.
Yes, but now we've got Sean Riley, Josh Herring. Sean's closed up on Josh. He's now sitting in 3rd, not too far apart at the moment. 18 minutes on the clock. Through Bok 10 they go, coming now into Hans-Erg Bok, the right, left at the bottom of this road. You're going to see it very, very shortly. And there it is there. You drop down a little bit of an incline and then go right. Then you go left, look on up the inside if you can. And Riley does make it out the other side here. And on to Kumo they go. Is this going to be Riley's best opportunity down into turn 1?
I think it's going to have to be. But he needs to be close. He needs to be within 2/10 of Herring. So he'll be within striking distance to go for it, but he's not quite at that point yet.
No, it's about 3 steps back. It's going to come down on him, and it will close and close and close. But all the while they're fighting, Ryan Merriam's up the road. Stacey's in YouTube chat. Woohoo! Get it, Ryan Merriam, she says there with a big old love heart as she's stuck across the screen. Better play to you as well. I do wonder, they've got it. It's hard because you know the racing line and you know where they're going to be, but you also got to think they need to try something different to be able to get through, right? You can't literally do the same line over and over and over again and expect different results out of people in front of you. No,
I mean, it's important to make sure you know your lines and know where you're going to find the timer. But if Riley's going to finish second, you can just see the different lines and know Herring's having to go defensive. So this is Riley's opportunity to sort of use this to his advantage and maybe just catch him by surprise and go for it. It may have to be a different corner to Tarzan where he actually just pulls alongside and gets through.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and have a good old go. Down into Hans-Erg now. Right-hander, left now again. On the run up into Kumo. Scott Carson looks like he's just taking a little bit of a moment. Riley closing in. It's closing in. He needs to get below 2.5. He's going to be just here in 2.7, 2.77, 2.74. This is where it's going to decline now, if it will do. And Sean Riley, he's piped out. He's poked his head out. Didn't get the job done there. And Josh Herring survives another day.
Yeah, but where does Riley place the car this time around? Does he maybe go for it into the inside of Hugenholtz? We'll look to see. No, he sticks to the outside line, but Herring's run wide again.
Yeah, but I think the speed that he's carrying through Hugenholtz, it basically just allows him, if he can run a little bit wide. You see Riley's closed all the way in, but I think for Herring here, if he uses that speed, then off the Hugenholtz banking, I don't believe he'll have trouble keeping ahead of this. You know, he's got to be using his brain power and that in his noddle. You know, give his head a little bit of a wobble, because he is going to have to try and defend now as we're going into the last 15 minutes here. And if he doesn't want to lose his second place, he's going to have to fight blinking hard for it.
Riley continuing to harass Josh Herring through the chicane here, and well, he didn't take a very good line there, actually, did he?
No. He's dropped back. He's going to have to try and stay closer.
Yeah, that was a really poor error, but the reason why is because he took a tighter line into turn number 12, whereas Herring was on the banking more, and that was why Herring was able to pull away from Riley this time around.
Yeah, Riley's got to stay on the inside. He's got to, stay on the outside of the banking, right? When they're going around here into Hugenholz, you can see they both got to go up wide. You carry a lot more speed, so much more speed than going down low. And this is what Riley's got to do. He's got to make sure he can utilize the track that he's got at his disposal to try and get him forward into Josh Herring. Not easy by any shape of the imagination here. But it's not supposed to be. That's what racing is, Tom, at the end of the day. But I think for Riley, he's got to keep trying and do something different if he can. But at certain points of the racetrack, slotting behind Herring, because you're already going to make it worse for yourself.
Yeah, well, we're on that 26, and we're approaching the last quarter of this race. We've got 14 minutes to go. When the clock reaches 0, it is the race leader's last lap. Ryan Merriam's lead is 5 seconds over this battle for second place between Josh Herring and Sean Riley. Bradley Lovins is dropped back from this pair, so it looks like he's content to finishing in 4th position for today. Sheeni's 5th, it's Bakker, De La Cruz in 7th. In class, we're looking at the class table. And someone's gone off there.
Nick Marshall.
Nick Marshall has gone round, hasn't he? And entering Ari Lyondike. Hopefully he'll rejoin safely without causing any problems to others. There's Borju, Tidwell and Hanley in the Pro-Am class. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. No, Hanelt, sorry, not Hanley. I don't know why I said Hanley then. My apologies for that. But in the Am, it's Joey Mays, Hillerick and Dan-Marie who are in the top 3 positions there. And it looks pretty sewn up in Am at the moment, as it is in Pro-Am, but in Pro, it's quite a different story.
Yeah, it is. Ben Groves, lack of practice. Skill issue, dear sir. That's what I'm going to say for you in the YouTube chat once again. A skill issue for Ben. Sean Riley still pressurizes Josh Herring. Philippe De La Cruz pressurizing Bill Bakker. Bill's not giving up here. He's running line after line. He knows what he's going to be able to do, and he's going to try and go on a defensive as best as he can. Is it best to defend the early part of the lap, Tom, or the late part of the lap?
So I missed your question there, James. Can you just repeat that for me?
Is it best to defend the early part of the lap or defend the later part of the lap?
I would say defend to begin with, because we've just seen De La Cruz go through on Bakker there. That was probably the easiest I would say he's had to do all race. I don't know why Bakker just let him through like that. Answering your question, it's probably best to defend at the early part of the lap, especially through Tartan and Hugenholz, because that's the potential overtaking spots. But yeah, I think the defending in the early part of the lap is the best way to go about it. You can just see Herring and Riley in picture once more, and they've got a back mark ahead of them to negotiate.
Yeah, that is the Mercedes. We've only got one. That's Dan-Marie. Daniel Marie in that. As these guys go on the outside, Dan's going to try and stay low. He does stay low. Great job, but it still doesn't help the fact that it has put Herring under pressure with Riley tucked in right behind in the BMW. He's probably closer now than he's ever been previously, but he needs to be doing this coming out of Harry Lyondike. This is where he needs to be tucked up. He loses time through that section. He does there, Sean Riley. Now he's got to go to right-hander or master spot, bot 9, bot 10, and try and get right into this, Tom, because otherwise he's not going to be close enough going down that start-finish straight.
No, and you can just see that when you're tucked up behind the car for so long, you get that turbulent air hitting you. And that will be what knocks you off kilter a little bit. And I think that's what's caught Riley out this time around. So if he's going to be tucking up very, very close behind Herring, that's when he'll need to absolutely send it.
Question is when... Oh, he tries now. Is he going to be able to carry the speed? He is. Sean Riley, they're going to be door banging down into going into Kumo. Then into Harry Lyndyke, the right-hander. It looks like Riley's got the run. It has got the run. He's just swept around the outside of Joshua Heron like he's not even there, Tom. Great move from Sean Riley.
Yeah, but is Heron going to be able to send it back on the inside into Tarzan? It wouldn't surprise me if he was to send it. He decides to be sensible and just wait another time. And that was a really sensational overtake from Sean Riley round the outside into combo. And yeah, I'm amazed that Heron made it that easy for him. I'm surprised he didn't maybe just sort of get his elbows there and made it more difficult for him.
But the question is now is how far is Riley going to get up in 9 minutes? You know, we're going to see his true pace in a minute. Obviously, by the time he's got past some of the back markers that are now on the screen, you see Heath Ollinger is in front of us. But it's whether or not Riley can start closing in his 6.5 seconds over Ryan Merriam, because Merriam's got pace and he's got 6.5 seconds. You know what I mean? Last lap for them, 34.4, but Merriam, 35.06 for Sean Riley. And yet, obviously, for Riley, he was caught up with Heron there. So are we going to see the true Riley when we get over the line now? As we're going to have the what will be obviously a clear track and no dramas in front of him?
Well, I don't know what Riley's best lap of the race is so far, which is something I'm looking to get into at the moment. So Riley's best time is a 1:34.2. The last lap he did by getting it through on Josh Heron was a 1:35.0. So we'll see what his lap time is like this time around to really assess where he's at. I mean, he's about to get through a back marker. He might actually get a toe, actually, if he's lucky. As you can see the back marker just staying out of the way. That was
Keith Ollinger.
Keith Ollinger, yes. So he's just staying out of the way. So the lap time that Riley did there was a 1:34.5. And that is actually a tenth faster than what Merriam did that time around.
Yeah. A great little battle. Everybody is pitted. It's now a straight sprint. Straight to the end of the race, and we're on lap 30 with 8 minutes to go here. So as we continue on, 8 minutes left of this race on lap 30, and at the moment Ryan Merriam leads the pros by 6.7. Then Sean Riley and Josh Heron are your 1, 2, 3. Lovins, Cheney, Cruz, Michael Dion and Bill Backer. Backer's gone in and out of the pit lane. In the Pro-Ams, Kenny Bourgeois running away by 17 seconds over Bradley Tidwell, then Pano Hanley in third, then Mark Bolton fourth, Bailey in fifth, Price in sixth. In the Joey Means leading the way over James Hillerick, and then Daniel Morey, your 1, 2, 3 with Spencer, Sawyer, Elliott, Carlson and Valentin rounding out the top 8 there. So great job from everybody keeping his car on the racetrack. Never the most easiest thing to do. And go number 42, and that's Pumpkin Toast in YouTube chat. That is Gary Spence, of course. And Spencer currently sitting in 4th in the AMs. But Bill Backer and Rick Modric are having a right little ding-dong further down as well here, Tom. 6.5, 7 minutes to go, and the racing is still not finished as Ryan Merriam starts coming through back markers, and has got 2 more up the road of Eric Gainsell and James Hillerick.
Well, Backer's had a very torrid 5 or 6 laps because he was battling with Dela Cruz earlier, let him by very, very easily. And now he's behind Dion and Modric again. I wonder where his pace has dropped. He had a mistake somewhere, as he had to come into the pits one more time. We didn't really pick up on what happened to him, but the pace from him has gone.
Well, I can tell you what happened to one Mr. Bill Backer, is he did this. Did he go in and get tagged? Did he go in and lose on his own? Oh, car. There you go.
Yeah.
That would answer what was wrong with Bill Backer.
Well, he was, I think, was only like 1 second behind the other Cruz the last time I saw him, but now he's lost at least 35 seconds. So he must have either have had to come in for a stop, or he's had another mistake somewhere around the circuit.
Well, he is the only man on the race circuit running in the top 12 that has pitted, or the top 13, I should say, that has pitted twice. Everybody else is a lap down that has pitted twice. But Bill there, inside the top 13, is the only man pitted twice. But Ryan Merriam, Sean Riley, Josh Herring, Brad Lovins and Jeremy Cheney. Then you've got Kenny Bourgeois leading the programs with Tidwell and Hanalei, and then Means, Hillerich and Daniel Marie in 21st, the third of the AMs. So there we go. Nice little battles, 5 minutes on the clock remaining, and our leader is coming up through into Schlieblack at this moment in time. Ryan Merriam doing an absolutely stellar job. There's probably going to be about 3 more laps here, Tom. And what can you say about Ryan Merriam? He's just done an absolutely stellar job.
Yeah, no mistakes all the way through from Ryan Merriam, and I'm sure his fan base will be over the moon to see him at the top of his game. And I wonder how that affects things in the championship standings as well, because coming into the round, Ryan Merriam only did one race. So, and I think he won that one as well, to my understanding, unless David Venroy was the one that won it. I think Venroy might have been the one that won it. But either way, Merriam did a strong performance in the other race he competed in this season, and is about to bring home a memorable victory for him and a convincing one of that.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan Merriam has just been absolutely outstanding. He's just broken through, done a great job, led the way. Kenny Bourgeois was clearly looking like he's up behind the back end of Philippe Dela Cruz. Joey Means looking like he's going to lead the AMs over the line. He's got loads of gaps between some of these guys. JT Sawyer, unfortunately the current leader on the AM Championship, has looked like he's just had his own little moment once more. But coming into the final 3.5 minutes, Ryan Merriam has crossed over the line. It's going to be one and one more at least here. Go number 13, you're amazing, for Ryan Merriam as well. So fair play to Stacey on that one. Stacey, you'll have to remind me, I can't remember if they're family or that's his wife. I have to remind me.
Yeah, we'll let her answer that question for us, and then we'll know.
Yeah, I'm not going to presume anything, mate, because generally I'll get myself in trouble. So I'm not going to answer that question. I will allow Stacey to answer it here. There's Bourgeois and then Tidwell was there. That's Bourgeois and Dela Cruz actually in front, 5th and 6th, scrapping. And as I say, I am his mum. Oh.
Ah, bless.
Well, I definitely weren't right either way, was I? Let's be real about it. I wasn't right either way, Mum. Sorry. Good job. If I'm ever going to get it wrong, I might as well get it wrong when, I get it completely wrong. Sorry, Mum. His biggest fan. Yeah, I thought fair play. You might as well be, to be honest. He's your son. He deserves to be. So there you go. Right, Merriam now coming over the line. Still, blimey, he's still going to get one and one more in here.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, we're probably going to get a couple more laps out of this one, but Merriam won't mind that one bit, providing he's got enough fuel on board in that Audi. And I'm sure his mum, Stacey, will be very over the moon to see him come out with a very, very comfortable victory here. 7 seconds in hand over Sean Riley. Josh Herring's trots back from Riley there, so I think Herring consigned to finishing on the last step of the pro podium. Bourgeois, Tidwell and Hanel are the ones going to be making up the pro AM podium, and in AM it is Mains, Hillerick and Marie that are set to take the AM podium there. It's been a relatively clean race, although Modric has just dropped back a couple of positions. I believe he's had a moment somewhere, otherwise he wouldn't have dropped down that quickly. And Tyson Green has had trouble, James. What's happened to him?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It looks like he's been off the side of the circuit. Where is our leader? Who's going to get one more lap in? We can have a quick look at what Tyson has done. Is there contact, or was this all on the road? Ah, there you go. Difference in lines. You're not going to see him. And the Porsche does make his way and almost force his way up there as well, but is in with every right on that corner, because that corner is constantly a thing. That's the difference. It's like the village in Silverstone. You take it wide, somebody's going to dive up the inside of you, and it's just always the way. Yeah.
Well, you kind of have to expect it, but it's a shame because Green had a very good race up until that point, and it looks like he's going to miss out on the checker flag. But Merriam has started Og about to start his final lap now, and the Czechoslovak will be out waiting for him to bring home a brilliant victory. No problems for him all the way through. They make his way through the winding section of the Slummarker and Schlieflich corner, and he's got another 2 kilometers of this circuit before he can call it there, and a huge pat on the back. And I wonder if he'll be celebrating long into the night with this, although it is early in the morning over in America where he's at, so may have to wait on the alcohol for a little bit.
Do you not know he's going to go to his mum's this afternoon? She's going to cook him a roast dinner. Isn't your mum? Going to kick your boy a big old gurt chicken with some roast potatoes, roasty carrots, and some gravy, some stuffing. I don't know if they eat that in America on a Sunday, but sounds like a good idea. You know what I mean? Why not? But Ryan Merriam's going to come round the final corner of Harry Larendijk here as well. Ryan, an absolutely stellar race. He's going to win by 8.6 seconds. He's going to come over the line. Round number 4 winner, Ryan Merriam in the pros. Merriam in the pros wraps up the victory, and then Riley's going to come over the line in 2nd place, along with Herrin in 3rd. Kenny Bourgeois is going to take the victory in the Pro-Am, sorry. We'll wait for Kenny to come over the line, then it should be Tidwell and Pernell Hanley. There you go, Bourgeois waving, flying the JPB logo quite happily on his car there. Great job from him. Bradley Tidwell is going to come around the final corner. I certainly would, but we are in different states. Oh, Mum. Never mind. Is it far to go, Mum? Is it far to go? As Tidwell's come over the line. And then we're going to get Pernell Hanley here as well. Looks like Joey Means is going to win the AMS. Joey's on his way round the final corner now. Great job from Joey. And Hillerick is going to get 2nd. And Daniel Marie is going to get 3rd here. But here he comes, Joey Means, the man who went off on the first corner, ended up at the back of the field, comes through the field, wraps up the victory. So, fair play, Joey, an absolutely stellar job from you. Quinton Price is coming over the line in 15th, up 8 places, 5th in the Pro-Ams. Stellar job from Quinton there as well. We're just waiting for Brian Hoskins in that Porsche to come over the line, and that is everybody. So we can bring you up the results of this race. Ryan Merriam is in 1st place here, as you can see. Then you've got Sean Riley in 2nd, and Josh Herring in 3rd. Bradley Lovins 4th. Jeremy Cheney in 5th place currently at this moment in time. Felipe de la Cruz in 6th. Kenny Bourgeois wins the AMS, and then Michael Diode in 7th. Bradley Tidwell and Pernell Hanley in 8th and 9th, and they're wrapping up the AMS as well in the final AM podium. In 11th, William Bailey, then Bill Backer, Rick Modric, Joey Means, Quinton Price, Brian Hoskins, Dan Svorak, and James Hillerick round out the top 18. Going on from that one, Eric Gainsell 19th, Cole Modric, Daniel Marie, Anthony Hutchinson, Gary Spence, Jonathan Williams, Michael Chaplin, Nick Marshall, JT Sawyer and Mark Bolton, who finished 2 laps down. Then Mike Elliott, Jose Valentin, Scott Carson, Heath Hollinger, Tyson Green, Chaz Allgrave, 4 laps down, and the people that didn't finish, Ben Groves, Jim Cumberland, Stuart Gibbons, Buzzy Mongrode, and Dean Carroll never took to the start here either. Tom, I think we can safely say it was a good race compared to, considering we were at Zandvoort. You know what I mean? We thought it might have been a follow my leader race, but it actually turned out to be all right after that.
Yeah, well, we did see some battles all the way through, a few incidents as well, but not too many. And yeah, all is well, and I think a lot of these are going to be gearing up for Interlagos in a week's time.
Yes. I'll be gearing up for Interlagos in a week's time as well. I cannot wait for that one. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Let's see who we've got waiting for us up here in the interview booth. We can have a chat with the man that went basically, by the sounds of it, he picked up Mum, he went on a Sunday drive, and he took the win by 8.5 seconds. Welcome in, buddy. That's probably about as easy races could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, it was a good one. My goal, just to get the pole, because it is a pretty hard track to pass on, and just try to make the biggest gap I could, because I knew once the lap traffic came, it really doesn't matter if you have 5-10 seconds. It's one mistake and you're on them again, or they're on you again. So, but it was a good race. Yeah,
you did. I think you did absolutely amazing, mate, to be honest with you as well. You know, it's only your second race of the season. Are we going to look at seeing you at Interlagos?
Yeah, I should be able to make that one. My setup's going to be a little bit different, but we'll try to make it do.
Yeah, and how's it been out there in the Audi? Because we see a lot of people who can't drive the Audi. They have problems with the Audi, but you seem to be having it kind of fits you like a glove almost.
Yeah. Honestly, when I picked it, it's just like my favorite car. It always has been. And when I first started, it gave me a pretty hard time as well. Likes to spin out on you. The brake bias has to be super high, so it took a while to get used to, but it, like anything, you put your time into it, and now it feels the most normal out of anything. So
fair play to you on that one, Ryan. Listen, dude, we've had your mum in YouTube chat here, so if I ask if there's anyone you want to shout out, I probably will put your mum first, all right, bud? But is there anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got to say hi to Mom. Love you, Mom. She's been watching every week, I think, so it's been cool. But you guys as well, great job again. Looking forward to watching the race, and all the guys. It's really been a blast racing each week, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, Mama's been in there, says you're amazing. She would cook you Sunday dinner, but apparently you're 5 hours apart. So she can't. But she said, woohoo, Ryan, awesome race. So big love from Mum to you there, buddy. And I'll look forward to seeing you at Interlagos if you can make it.
Awesome. Yeah, should be able to make it, and looking forward to it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Take care.
You too.
And next up, now we'll finally have a chat with Sean Riley, jumping in and out. Now he's gone out of the interview room. Right, let's have a chat with Mr. Riley. Nope. He doesn't want to. All right. We'll have a chat with William Bailey. If there's that in the interview room. William, are you there?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm doing just dandy.
Quiet race for you? Didn't really see much of you throughout that race.
No, I was, doing my middle of the pack pace marker thing. That's how I am, I did have a little bit of trouble. I was behind. I was having a good race with Dione, and him and I were kind of going back and forth, which was kind of fun. And then when I went to pit, it stopped me. It told me to go, and then it stopped me again. So I was in there an extra like 10, 15 seconds, and then I kind of just fell to the middle and kind of started trying to climb my way back.
One good thing, you were fourth in class, though.
That's not bad. I mean, I'm happy with it. My biggest thing is I always just try to finish a race and not take anyone out. So,
yeah, I think that's the important thing, isn't it? You know, making sure that you don't take anybody out and finish your own race, and that's why you're currently 2, 4, 6, 8, 9th in the championship at the moment. This is going to give you some extra points to move up as well. Realistically, where do you see your championship going?
Well, I maybe 1 or 2 spots higher. I don't have any crazy tricks up my sleeve. I'm just going to continue to progress and get a little bit better each race, hopefully, and just climb my way up. Maybe next season I'll get into the top 5, hopefully, for the championship. That's kind of the goal. Just keep learning, keep getting better, 1 step at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you. I think it's all a progressive learning curve. Well, William, thanks so much for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you
go? No, I'm good. Thank you.
No dramas at all. You have a good Sunday.
You too, sir.
Right. Now, are we going to get this conversation with Mr. Sean Riley? Is he going to stay in the booth long enough for me to have a chat with him? Sean, welcome in.
The door keeps getting close to my face, but here I am.
How are you, sir?
I'm thrilled to be here. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I've just watched you pull a bit of a masterstroke and come on and finish in second place.
Yeah, it worked out great. I think as we all cycled through the pits, I think I managed to gain a bit. Most of the time I made up on Josh was in the pits. And then I think it's honestly lucky that neither of us ended up in the wall throughout the race, because the traffic just came so fast here. Not a particularly long track, and you'd catch someone, and the intent was there. They'd lift or hit the brakes to let you by, but if they're on the racing line and catch you off guard, it's a continuously near disaster, but worked out well in the end.
Yeah, it did, and you did a great job overall as well. You know, you jumped Bradley Lovins in the pit stop. You almost got Josh, and then you overtook him anyway. You know, so was that kind of a strategy from yours, you think? Because you always nail pit stops, and nobody can kind of work out why.
Well, honestly, last week at Mugello, I kind of dropped the ball on the pit stop, and part of that was Venroy is so good at pit stops, but entering pit lane in Mugello, I got my braking point wrong and basically got down to the pit speed limit several car lengths too early, which added a fair amount of time to my pit stop. So when I came here, I kind of resolved that, okay, yeah, you need to practice some laps, but you also need to practice attacking the pits and attacking pit exit. And so nailed the speed limit line perfectly. And then the pit exit is a challenge, because you get a sprint from the pit lane to the turn one apex, and then it's a super tight, narrow pit lane as it curves around through turn one, on the inside of turn one. And I think I made up a decent amount of time through there.
Yeah, well, you definitely did, dear sir, as well. So well done for you on that one, Sean. Thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Well, you guys always put on a great show, and I'm going to go change my shirt because I'm all sweaty, and then sit back and watch the race.
Awesome stuff. Well, Sean, thanks so much for joining us there, buddy, and look forward to seeing you, what you can do at Interlagos.
Yeah, hope I can make it.
Take care.
See you.
Right, let's have, I tell you what, let's have a chat with Joey Means here as well, the man who took the victory. Joey decided it would be a good idea to go off the racetrack at turn one, lap one, go all the way back down to the field, set himself a challenge, and rise to the challenge, and come back through the field and win the AMs. Now let's see how he did it. Joey, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
But, mate, come on, that was a comeback and a half.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What do you mean? Right, first off, you're talking to me up here in the booth. All right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
You've just done
I'm saying on the racetrack.
Yeah, you've just done I don't know, Joe. Okay, so come on, what happened out there then? Turn one, you went off. Lap one, you went off. What did you do? Just put your head down and go for it?
So when at the beginning of the race, I guess, I don't know, jitters, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't race road courses or any type of, these are brand new to me. I only started doing this because of Ben Groves. He introduced it to me.
Yeah, that man. I know. Yeah, I know him.
He's having some tough luck, but
dodgy geezer he is.
But he helps me tremendously throughout the week, trying to learn these tracks and what I need to be doing. And yeah, I mean, the starts are chaotic. I'm not used to these I'm an oval guy, so this is completely new. Hence why I have a Hendrix.com.
Dude, how can you say you're not used to starts when you're an oval guy? Have you done starts at Dega in a truck? Come on.
Yeah, those are easy. Those are
give
easy.
Over you, Charlie. God blimey, it gets absolutely manic out there on the race circuit. Trust me, I'm an oval guy as well, and it's absolutely horrendous. So,
yeah, but I just got to turn left. I'm not supposed to turn right. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's the advantages of being an oval guy, Johnny. You literally just got to turn left on that one, mate. But listen, come on, you did a great job. You come back through the field, and that's your first victory.
Yeah, it's crazy. I keep on getting told I got pro-am times, but I don't feel like I'm consistent enough. So me and James will participate in the practice sessions and try to always one up each other, and just it's cool to finish second for my first race last week. And us being so close, I was kind of hoping doing the same again here, but I heard that he had some issues either coming out of the pits or I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, this is cool. Can't wait to keep on learning. Every day, every week is a learn to these cars. At first, I was going to try a different car, and then I got told to go to the Porsche, and it drives so much easier than what I was going to do. And yeah, it's kind of nuts. I don't know. It's like I said, it's a big old learning curve for me. So I'm taking the learning curve head on and just trying to do my best without trying to wreck, which it's bound to happen sooner or later. So I'm going to get off my high horse one of these times.
Yeah, but dude, you did an absolutely stellar job, mate. You've taken your first win in the AMS as well. So, congratulations on that one, Joey. Is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, bud?
Yeah, like Ben.
Don't shout
yeah. Hey, leave him alone. He's a good guy.
I can't get. I don't, mate. I can't. I've got to love him, really. He was there with me MX500 and he spotted for me all the way through.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I heard.
Yeah,
that was 4.5 hours. Yikes!
Yes.
Couldn't do it.
Mate, I didn't want to do it either. So there you go. Oh, sorry, mate. Anyway, interrupt you. Shout out, Ben. Love you, really. Go on. Who else do you want to give a shout out to?
My wife and my lovely 2 kids. And you guys put on a great broadcast, and
nice.
I appreciate the league for letting me join 2 races after they started. So yeah, it's fun, it's competitive, so should be good from here on out.
Well, listen, Joey, I hope to see you next week at Interlagos, dude. Congratulations on your win again, mate. First win of the season, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care. Right, let's have a chat with Pernell here as well. Pernell finished in 3rd place in the Pro-Ams. Pernell, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Gentlemen, I'm doing good. How y'all?
I'm very well. Go on then. Tell me again, as I seem to give you a fancy origin of being French on your surname, Pernell. How do we say it?
a little bit, JP. It's Pernell Hannell. A lot of people like. I like the way you say it. I think a little bit better, especially my last name.
Yeah.
So you're not far off. A lot of people like to put the L in front of the E on my last name and pronounce it Handle It, which is okay. But pleasure to be here with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, pleasure to be to get to talk to you as well for the first time, I think, as well. So tell us about your race there, buddy. Not bad, 3rd in the Pro-Ams altogether.
I tell you, it was rather lackluster. Had a little bit of run-in with some back markers that had some problem probably about mid-race. But other than that, it was kind of like driving Miss Daisy. Just held my lines, and a couple of pros came up on me. Not my battle. Let them go, and really enjoyable day.
Yeah, and you kept it clean. Not bad.
Yeah. I think I had 3X.
Well, there you go.
So,
that can't be horrendous, can it? Let's be real about it,
Yeah.
But we do get to go on to one of the best circuits on iRacing next week, Interlagos. How are you going to feel about going there?
I've never seen it before, so I can't really tell you how I feel, but I'll tell you a lot of the tracks are like that. So I just get on there during the week. I try to put my seat time in, and I try to listen to some of these guys that are in front of me, and seems to be paying off.
You've never been to Interlagos?
Never. Don't even own the track yet.
Oh, dearie me.
I got a long week in front of me, JP.
Yeah, you have, dude. You have. Go out and learn it. I trust you. It's one of the amazing circuits here on iRacing, I can tell you that much, dude. But listen, how you're going to have fun this week testing it out on that circuit. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh, you bet. First and foremost, my wife and my family, my kids, all of them for letting me do this. They're all rock stars. Obviously, Bradley, Michael, the rest of the administrators, and can't leave out you guys. God, I love the broadcast. The first time I saw it, I was actually absolutely floored. So fantastic job to you guys, and like I said, all the administrators and everybody out there that puts it together for us. Love it.
All right, man. Well, you take care. Have a good one, buddy, and look forward to seeing you going around into Lagos next week.
I think I'm going to go ahead and buy it as soon as I get off here. Start getting my butt to work.
Oh, mate, it's a great track. You'll love it, I promise you. But yeah, cheers, dude. Take care, yeah?
You too. Thanks, JP.
Right, we've got one more interview to go, as we've been here for quite a while, and that is the man that's sporting the JPB logo all over his car. He takes the victory in the Pro-Ams. He did actually tell me during the week he was going to come back and kick some butt on Sunday. Well, he did manage to do that. Kenny Bouchard, welcome into the booth, buddy. How are you? Kenny?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me okay?
I can hear you now, dude. How are you, bud?
We're good. We're good.
You're good. You're good. Nice and cool, calm, collective. Just wrapped up a Pro-Am win. No drama.
Yeah, I had drama the last 2 races, so I was trying to stay away from drama this weekend.
Well, listen, it goes to show that you did do that, mate, because obviously you took the Pro-Am win.
Yeah, I didn't know till just now.
Oh, well, you did. You took the Pro-Am win. So, well done for you.
Thank you, James.
No worries, dude. How was it out there on the circuit?
It's a tough track. It's another track that's probably not for the Mustang, but I used David Van Roy's ghost car all week. I never caught it, but I think it made me faster.
It was good. It was tough to overtake out there, mate, wasn't it? And that was the thing. And you've just got to obviously keep your head down and do it. Now, you're going to a completely different circuit next week in Interlagos. So how do you feel about going there?
I haven't ran 1 lap yet, so I'm a little nervous.
Oh, bro, you'll love it. I promise you.
Everyone tells me it's a nice track and it's a fun track, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you will do, Kenny. I promise you it's going to be absolutely amazing, dude, and you'll absolutely love it. Well done on your Pro-Am victory there, buddy. Is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, David Van Roy. I mean, he's in his move right now, so he's going to miss a couple of weeks with us, and he helped me out a little bit. You know, like I said, I chased his ghost car, never caught it, but yeah. And shout out to David, man. I hope his move's going okay, and we miss him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he'll be back as soon as possible there, bud. But thanks so much, Kenny, for joining us there, mate. Have a good one, and we look forward to seeing you on Interlagos next week.
Thank you, James.
Take care, man. Cool, blimey, Tom. That was a list and a half of interviews on that one, but we managed to get through them all, and now we get to move on to Interlagos next week, buddy. Should be a fun one.
Yep, judging by the attitudes of the drivers after the race, they seem pretty upbeat. Despite the challenges they've had to face here in Zandvoort. But I'm sure Interlagos as a circuit, they'll be looking forward to more than this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us here as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and all the other fancy jazz you can do on YouTube for completely free. But I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Tom Cairns here this evening, or this afternoon, depending where you are in the world, or if you're in the America, of course. It's good morning. But for now, as always, join us later on as we've got GR86s on the JPB YouTube channel and also IGP's Super Formula Lights. But I've been James Parfitt, been alongside Tom Cairns. Take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.